What a crazy week this has been for crypto and stocks, folks. Bitcoin hit 104K and Ethereum had an even crazier run. I don't think anybody expected Ethereum to hit like 2,500 plus this week, right? So we're about to close on this week. Let's have a look at what the weekly closes mean. Because right now, crypto is not in a good situation right now, right? Look at this. Basically, I'll just duck out of the way. We're red across the board. Like Ethereum is down what? Like 4%, whilst Bitcoin's down like just 0.65. Everything is down a lot in crypto. Look at this. We have the coins that are down like 8%, such as Doge down 9%, HBAR Hype down 7%, and that's a good move on Hype, by the way. Uni down 10%, big pullback, right? Red across the board. Why is this happening? Well, the reason right now is because the markets closed up on Friday because they were expecting China and US to go in and do the talks. And so they thought, okay, they're going to talk on Saturday. Nobody ever works on a Sunday, so therefore we're going to have results by Sunday US time. And yet then they decide to announce again that the talks are progressing ahead, so they're going to talk on Sunday as well. So as they talk on Sunday, then the market is about to open with the futures on the Sunday afternoon in the US. And markets don't like uncertainty. So they thought they would have an answer by now, but they don't have an answer yet, right? So it keeps the markets guessing. Whilst the US has in typical fashion said, yeah, it's all going great, it's all fine. Scott Besson said something like, Greer says something like, there was actually, it was amazing that we came to an agreement in principle right away, and there wasn't as much difference as we anticipated. But on the Chinese side, I mean, if you're a smart Wall Street trader, you're looking at the Chinese side and they're saying, look, we can't, we'll just talk for another day. We'll talk for Sunday. So anyways, so basically the market it just really doesn't like the uncertainty because they're still waiting for this result. The futures still haven't opened yet, but we have Bitcoin and ETH. Bitcoin just a minor pullback. ETH much bigger pullback, but that's because ETH has made this big move here as well. Big move. So what happens next? And how does this affect the weekly close? Will this make the weekly close of ETH look bad? We're also going to look at ETH versus Bitcoin. The total 2 and total 3. That's the total market caps of these altcoins, and see where this market is headed. Are we confirmed for altcoin season yet? Before I answer those questions, first let's answer which crypto exchange does Pablo use? Well, Pablo uses this exchange that is non-KYC. That means you don't need to show your ID. That means even the exchange can't see who you are. So then, of course, Americans can use it. Then the IRS can't see you. The tax office can't see you. FBI, CIA, nobody can see you. I made a deal with them. So on this Pablo link, even just by depositing, receive up to $200. And when you trade, win up to $35,000, right? Even a chance to win Tesla Model 3 or a Rolex, Apple Vision Pro, Sony, PlayStation, all sorts of great prizes, limited time only until June 4th. Okay, but if you're watching on YouTube, then the link is in the description below. If you're watching on different platforms, such as this one, that's okay. Just click on my profile page and then click on this Stan link right here. And in the Stan link, it should be the first deal that pops up because this is a great deal, Bitunix. Okay, let's get back to the markets, and keep in mind, folks, only on the Pablo link. Okay, so ETH. Let's have a look at the weekly close. The weekly close here would obviously, in the next few hours, as Sunday draws to a close in the US, would obviously be a weaker close than Bitcoin. But that's okay because let me show you guys with Ethereum, it's still like a major full-bodied candle. Like the wick at the top is not very long, so that's still pretty good. Now, the last time we had a move like this was also this candle, right? Was this candle, and that was also a move off the bottom. Remember, this was like September last year when Bitcoin, Ethereum went from 4,100 almost down to, this is 2,100, and then spent like 2 months down at the bottom, and everyone gave up. And I kept on saying Bitcoin's going to 94K minimum, 94K is my target, and then boom, we had this massive candle up. Looks very similar to today, and let's see how much move did we get? 23.50 to 32.50. Wow, that's like a 900 points, $900 move. So this was from 2,600 to 1747. That's $850 move. That's still pretty good as well. That's still almost the same. And there was a little bit of wick at the bottom. Here we have a little bit more wick. The higher it closes, the better, of course. And then next week we had this pullback, and ETH just kept on going up. 3 more weeks, and it topped. So a mini L season, if you want to call it that way. So the scenario that's looking for ETH, likely for ETH, is we get, remember, this is the blast up that I was comparing to. We could have pullback, something like this, go sideways, run it, and then bang, run it up again. So that would spell to me pullback to the support area, which is 2350 to 2300, low 2300s, go sideways, and then boom. Something like that could easily happen. And whilst Bitcoin, that's a really strong close if we keep on hanging around this area close to 104K. I mean, there's still shorts on Bitcoin. Not a lot of longs yet. Not a lot of crazy longs yet. People are still scared of this 108, 109 area. So let's have a look at the weekly. The weekly close on Bitcoin is something like this, right? Almost near the top of the candle. Very strong, very bullish. So I'm thinking... So remember how, guys, that I was saying that the pessimistic scenario for me when it was back at 74K, I called 73K, got down to 74K. Around here, I was saying, okay, we should at least have a very big bounce now. Go to 100K. The pessimistic scenario is if it turns down from above 100K, something like, where we are now, and it turns down, then everyone's going to freak out and say this was a lower high and it's a bear market now. But the optimistic scenario for me is it would make a blow off top above the new all-time high. Either way, pessimistic scenario or optimistic scenario, either way, I said we're in for at least a massive bounce to above 100K, and we've done that this week. So I think now, rather than Bitcoin hitting these big full bars, like $6,000 move in one day, I'm thinking something like these sort of small moves, small bars, right? And inch up, inch, something like go to 110, 111, even 112K. Okay, just take out this top just by a little bit. Take out the shorts here. There are still shorts, and make everyone go long, and make the futures funding board go very red. That means everyone's going long, and then do it could be a quick flush or a sideways, just a slow stroll down, kind of like this. What that does is it would create a cup and handle pattern, something like this, a cup and then handle, right? Something like this, and then by late May or early June, we get a blast off like this for final leg up, crazy blow off top. That would make sense to me. But of course, in the meantime, how much it pulls back, how much the blow off top is, depends on where Bitcoin is. Depends on where Bitcoin goes. Depends on where the stock market goes, and that of course depends on where the tariffs talk goes with China. My thinking is that I think China's prepared to wait on this. That they're not in a rush for a deal unless it's a really good deal, such as pause for 60 days. So Trump's already paused the tariffs on other countries for 90 days, and we're already 30 days into it. So that means there's probably, they could pause it for China for 60 days. So then everything, all the countries get renegotiated 60 days from now. If originally there was a lot of rumors saying Trump wants to bring the China tariffs down to from 145% down to 50% to 60% area, even if we get it down to 50%, I don't think that's going to be good enough. I think the markets will still be disappointed, and that's why we're seeing the market sell off right now. That's why we are seeing this. Let me just show you guys. That's why we're seeing all this sell off here right now, right? All this sell off, because this is trying to run the futures open, and that's signaling to us the Sunday evening futures open in the United States is probably going to be a not a good number, because the market's thinking, well, even if Trump drops the tariffs rates to 50%, it's probably still not good enough. Okay, let's have a look at Bitcoin dominance. Okay, Bitcoin dominance here on the weekly chart. Look how much is respected this red line here, right? This was when Trump got elected, November to December, that big fake out and then retest, and it looked really good for another leg down. But then Trump didn't come through with his policies. So basically then turned out Bitcoin dominance kept on running up again. And this was a really bad fake out for the markets. So now we're having another attempt again. Look at this bar. There's always the possibility that this bar could be like a repeat of these three weekly bars down. But even that period turned out to be like 7 weeks to 8 weeks of a mini altcoin bull run. So we really wanted to basically come down, right? Bounce off this line at 61.62%, then maybe up, bounce off 64%, something like this, and then break the red line, get rejected off 61.3, bounce off the red line, and then when it breaks finally this 61.2, 61.4 area, and altcoin season is confirmed, boom. But if we wait for altcoin season to be confirmed, then we're probably going to miss the first 3 to 4x move. And now the ETH versus Bitcoin. I mean, that's still a very good looking chart, even though we have a small pullback. But let's put it on log, and nice bottoming tail, massive candle here. Just be careful that last time we had a massive bottoming tail and a decent green candle, it still turned down. But keep in mind where this is happening. This is happening, right, almost near the previous bottom, major cycle, 5-year cycle bottom of ETH versus Bitcoin, and basically it's close enough that I would say this is the double bottom. Gives me more confidence that I think altcoin season has started. Not confirmed, but I think it has started. We got to get in early. That's my thinking. And this is a historical double bottom. We should get a very decent bounce out of ETH from here. Okay, let's have a look at total 2 for the weekly close. Total 2 is crypto market cap of all altcoins. Look at this. We've hit resistance. We've hit big resistance here. So this is including Ethereum. This was basically the first leg up of altcoin season, mini alts, altcoin season, and then big bear market in alts. Second leg up, a mini altcoin season, and then again, round trip. And now we're on for this leg up. That was mainly because Ethereum itself collapsed down to like 1300s. ETH took everything down. So now major leg up, but this is major resistance around this 1 point. Look, 1.2 to 1.25 trillion area, because we've had this top here, and in 2022 we've had this major top here as well. So this is going to be a big resistance area. Alts could go sideways around here. As I said, Bitcoin could, probably do a cup and handle. Alts can probably, go sideways, build a bull flag here as well, pull back a little, and then boom, next leg up. Okay, so basically next thing we should focus on is basically see how the negotiations go between China and the US, because the entire stock market is hanging on that. I think I still keep open the hope that we could get a good result, and hopefully quickly get a good result. That the only way that's going to happen is if the Trump team caves, because the Chinese team not going to cave unless they get a really good deal. I'm just being honest here. So we all want there to be a good outcome. So therefore, stocks take off to new all-time highs, blow off top, and so does Bitcoin and crypto. Then Trump team needs to cave. We'll know very soon if there's a deal, and if Trump team has caved or not. Okay, I'll catch you guys for the next episode. Catch up.